Alright, so the first thing you're going to do here is tie your slip knot, pull through the loop and pull up, and then just insert your hook there, pull it tight with the other string. Alright, and now you're going to chain 26 chains. Alright, now that you have your 26 chain, you're going to single crochet in each stitch until you get to the end, just to create a base for your rose. Alright, so now that you have your chain of 26 single crochet through, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Okay, and after you turn your work, you're going to double crochet in the second stitch from the chain. And if you don't know how to double crochet, you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more, and you do that in that same exact stitch 5 times. So you're going to do 5 double crochets in the second stitch from the chain. So after you do 5, the next stitch you're going to do a slip knot. So you have your 5, and then the next chain I'm going to go through, you're going to go through, pull through, and pull through the next one right there. Alright, and then in the next chain you're going to do 5 double crochets again, and you're going to repeat this pattern for 5 different petals. That's what they're called, petals. coming at the end, and you should have 5 large petals filled with 5 double crochets. That's how it should look. Now you're going to do the next 4 medium petals with a half double crochet. So you yarn over, pull through all 3, and that's how you do a half double crochet. So you yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you do that 5 times in this one stitch, and you just repeat the same pattern, slip stitch in the next chain, and then you do 5 more half double crochet, and you do that for a total of 4 petals. Okay, so now we're at the small petals. You slip stitch and you do 5 single crochet in one chain, slip stitch in the next, 5 single crochets in the next chain, slip stitch in the next, and the last 5. And the last chain, or the last stitch of the chain, is always going to be your slip knot. So that's how you know you've done it correctly. So 5 single crochets, and you just do that till you get to the end. So you're going to chain 1 and pull about a good couple of inches of yarn out. You're going to cut the yarn, pull it through, pull it through on the part that you cut, and kind of pull it tight. So this what should look like, just a squiggly line full of petals. So the long string is the small petal, so that's gonna definitely be at the top. And the short string that you start off is going to be a large petal, so that's going to be at the bottom. So you just take the petals and put them in a circle like a flower, kind of like this. And this is how you're going to sew it together. See, you can make it as 3D as you want, just depends on you. Alright, so after you do that, you take the other part of your string and hook it through a needle. This is the only size needle I had, so I had to fight with it to get the string in. So you can use any size you want. This is just all I had. Yep, I had to fight. So when you finally get it on, you're going to pull it down past the part that's on the other end. So when you sew it in, the string won't pull and pull out. So you wouldn't have done all that for nothing. So like I said, you pull it a little bit past and you wrap the petal on the front part the way you want it to look, and you turn it on the back part and you sew. Yeah, you get the yarn on the back part first because you're going to be sewing from the back. You just flip it to the front to see how you want the petal to look on the opposite side to make sure you're sewing it correctly. So you start with the small petals first, of course, and you sew in a circle. That circle is going to tie all the petals together, and that's also where the single crochets are at. And you're only going to sew in where the single crochet is at, nowhere else. So you pull through and you just sew in a circle. The yarn, it can get a bit tangled, so just make sure you're paying attention to where it's going when you're pulling. So just continue to sew in that circle. Don't just sew in one part, sew all around. Again, just pay attention when you're pulling the yarn, because all that squiggly line behind you can get tangled up. I'm gonna learn my lesson. So you see how you want it, and you flip it to the other side, put the petals in rotation of the way you want them to go, and then you're going to flip it on the other side, and you're going to see that circle that gets formed, and you're just going to sew in that circle. So the way I start sewing is whatever part is added, I'm going to sew to the opposite side to tie those two together. And you pull through, and again just continue to sew in that circle. and just like I said, sew where you see the single crochets at. Then you put flip it over, and you see how you want it. Make sure everything's correct. You put the rest of your petals on, and these are going to be your large petals. Put in rotation how you want it. Flip it on the other side and begin to again sew where those single crochets are. I like to just go in and out of the fire at least one time just to secure my string. You don't have to do it. I just do it just because. It's totally up to you. So I just cut the excess strings off, of course. Boom, boom, boom. Bada, bada, bada. And there you have it. After all the strings are finally cut off, your little flower, your little rose is so cute.